Hello everyone, this is Tina from Tina's Workshop, and this is take two because I just recorded this video with no sound. So now I'm doing it again and I hope I don't forget anything. I always pay attention to that. For some reason today I didn't pay attention that my sound wasn't moving on the computer. So we're doing this again. So today I decided to crochet a toad. I don't know if you guys have seen the stop motion little toad videos, little knitted toad that are by Claire Garland. Um, and she's got this little toad that goes walking along and does different things and puts on clothes, and it's super cute. And I've wanted to do one just because he is absolutely adorable. But it's National Crochet Month. I wanted to do a crochet version. So I could, okay, so now where was I? I just had a phone call interrupt me too. So there we go. I'm full of interruptions today. Okay, National Crochet Month. I wanted to do a crochet toad. And I started looking, and the woman who does the stop motion, she actually created the pattern. And I looked her up on Ravelry, and I found her knitted pattern and a crochet one she did too. And then I usually buy my patterns on Etsy. So I went on Etsy and I bought it there. So I will link her Etsy page down below. I will also link her YouTube, and she has a video that goes along with this toad, but it's not the whole instructions. It's just some things to help you as you're putting it together. But I will link all that down below. Anyway, so I found her crochet toad. Isn't he absolutely adorable? He's so cute. So you can see why I wanted to do it. But I originally had just planned to do it with some yarn that I spun myself. Wouldn't that be pretty for a toad? But it's more of a worsted weight, and she used a fingering. And I would have to go up a number of hook sizes to use this, which would mean a much bigger toad. And part of the cuteness of him is how tiny. I mean, look at him in her hands there. So I decided to look for a different yarn. Not that I need any more yarn. I have way too much. But I was at the yarn store, and I looked. But I also didn't want to spend $30 on a full skein of fingering when I only needed about $5 worth of that 30. And so I kind of kept looking around in there, and I found this one. I love the color of it. And it is more of a DK weight. So it's about halfway in between the two. It is Jody Long extra fine merino superwash wool. Come on, focus. And the color is parsley. So that's what I ended up using. And I really did not use that much of this. But then I also needed a cream color, and I needed even less of that one. So I had this wool, and it is wool. I can tell by the feel. I do not know what kind or anything. It's just some wool I had in my stash, and the thickness is about the same. So I thought, okay, I'll use this for his belly. So that is what I did. And she used a 2mm hook. I ended up using a 3mm because I did go up yarn weight. So I went up hook size. But he did not come out that much bigger. I mean, he is, so there's her holding it. And here is me holding mine. So here's my toad. He came out so super cute. And I did actually attempt a stop motion with him, and I will show it at the very end of this video. So you have to stay tuned to the end of the video so you can see it. But this is how he came out. He's really cute. As I worked him, there was these two little, let's see if you can see where my fingers focuses. Yep. Where my fingers are right there. See those two little holes? Those are like the back bumps on him. And I'm going to insert a video clip here. As I was working that part, it was not lining up. And I thought maybe I was doing something wrong. I was fully working in the round as the pattern seemed to do. And then I went on and I checked out her video. And she did not actually show that part on her video. And I kept trying to pause it to see if maybe she stopped her rows and went up and worked it that way, or if she fully worked in the round. Couldn't find anything like that. So I went down into the comments, went through the comments, and there were some other people who had the same problem. And one of them did actually talk to the author, and she said that as long as you are working in the round the way you're supposed to, that's the way they come out. And as you're putting them together, you work them and finagle him till you get those back bumps lined up. Well, you can see mine are where my two fingers are. They are not fully lined up, even with the finagling I did. So I think if I were to do him again, I would either adjust where those are at or just leave them out. But otherwise, he came out really cute. Other than changing my yarn and hook size, I completely did the pattern. I thought his lip was actually going to be an easier point for me, and it really wasn't. His lips are a little bit bumpy looking. I didn't care for that as much. I don't know why I seemed to have trouble with his lips, but I did. And the part that I thought was going to be the hardest of this whole thing was going to be doing these arms, because the one thing I don't like about amigurumi is working small spaces when you're crocheting and trying to hold that little tiny area that you're working. That's why I like my blankets and stuff. Lots of space to work on them. But these were worked flat. And I'll insert another clip here. They're worked flat, and then you put them over a wire and you stitch them up and then attach them onto the body. And that was a lot easier. So the thing that I thought was going to be really difficult really wasn't. So he was actually pretty simple to do. His body and his belly are worked in a tube and then folded up. So the smallest space you actually work is 8 single crochet that is right at his bottom. So right here, that was the smallest. And that part folds up. Let's see. So you can see it gets worked in a tube. Yeah. It's worked in a tube, and then that gets folded up and it gets laid down into the mouth. Okay, see how the mouth is open right there? And then it gets folded and put up into the mouth and then stitched. Well, you put just a little bit of polyfill inside of the tube of the white, and then when you lay it together, you can stick some between there if you want to. And then I had the sides stitched up, and before I did the mouth, I shoved some more up in his head because I thought he needed a little bit up here where his eyes were. But it uses very, very little fill. There's no fill in the arms. There's just the wire. And when I joined the limbs, they did not join as smoothly as I was hoping they would. And I was kind of hoping they would actually create that little hip, but not as good. But he still came out, I think he still came out really cute. And, you know, you can pose him and move him and have him do different things. Have him sit on his little ball of yarn. So I took a couple cute pictures of him that I posed. I'll insert them now. And I think he actually came out really cute. And I could see myself doing another one of these. because it was a lot easier than I really had expected it to be. I might eventually do one with fingering, um, which would come out a little bit smaller. And I would kind of like to eventually maybe even try the knitted one. We'll see. I have not done amigurumi in knit at all. I've done different ones in crochet, but I have never attempted it with knitting. I mean, it seems kind of intimidating, but in some aspects, it might be a little bit less because you're not really holding into the fabric as much. You've already got all those loops on your needle, so it might actually be easier. I don't know, but maybe eventually we'll do that. Um, so there he is. I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you'd like to see more, and click that notification bell, and stay tuned and watch the stop motion. We'll see y'all again soon. Bye.